And there we go. I have got that microphone on. And let's see. Yep, looks like it's working. At least I see the meter going up and down. Alrighty. Welcome everyone. I'm glad to have you on board today. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and this is VolcanoX live stream. And welcome everyone. It's a Friday night here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. July the 22nd. I know in many places it's already the 23rd. And that is because those people are in the future. We like it. And let's see. Well, we got our wonderful moderators in here, Arizona Snowman and Piggy, and I haven't seen Lucas yet, let's see, who else didn't I see yet? I haven't seen, I see Irish Monk, but he's not a moderator. Irish Monk, hey you, cool, thank you very kindly for that wonderful super chat to start things off. Irish Monk, And I heard that you tied up Elena. Piggy's nibbling through those ropes pretty quick. She's going to end up, Elena might use that frying pan on you. Careful. You got your warning. Anyway, other moderators, Lucas Snow, I see, is in the house. I'll be alerting for a bit. I can't stay for the whole show. No problem, Lucas. And we also will have C&D Boy and possibly Gary and a few others hiding in the background. You never know who's there, but that is pretty good. Elena is Barter Bear. If you see Barter Bear in here, that is Elena. And that is Irish Monk's a better half, I guess. Or something like that. That would be all right. Okay. Anyway, hi to the moderators. I'm glad that you guys are on board, and of course we've got some other good people. And haven't seen. Well, you just got here. She's kind of tied up right now. No pun intended, or all puns intended. You better ask Irish Monk why she's tied up, but that's between him and her, I think. I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, a little bit of fun. So welcome, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board. What's a no pun intended mean? It means... Oh, jeez. Tetra, relax. Just enjoy the show, okay? Anyway, welcome everyone. We got things to do here rather than trying to explain odd things. So I'll work on volcanoes. It means the opposite of what it says. Yeah, I guess you could say that, Henry. Anyway, welcome everyone, and I'm glad to have you here. So I will start with saying hi to Andy Morgan, and Pistol Pete is in the house. Holy mackerel. And I haven't seen you for a while. Welcome back. Tetra is also here. Henry Nelson, Sue Hayes, Trevor the Wonky Donkey, King Colin Dudman, and let's see, Gura is in the house. And Gura, I seen your email, and I am going to do something that will do. I think I'm going to respond to your email, but for not for right now, not for tonight, but. If you are around for Sunday, I think for Sunday we may do something for you just to give you a trial run, okay, as a guest, and we'll see what happens. As a guest moderator, just for one day though, just so you can kind of experience what it's like, all right? And thank you for asking kindly, and that is pretty good. Anyway, welcome to others in here. Mars 2028 is in the house. Irish Monk, of course, is here. Welcome. Going up a little bit more. Hermione Schaefer made it in, and Fluffy, the Kraken of Holland, and of course Piggy has Poppet, the Kraken of Kos. So. We have to be very careful with those krakens coming in here. So Sophie is in the house. Welcome. We got Sue Hayes already, I think. And going up some more. Spooky Avocado is back. Welcome. And going up a little bit more. We got Trev. Looking here. Irish. We got... Looking at most of these wonderful people we see, and I'm scrolling up trying to find other names. Bosco 123, welcome. Hopefully you've figured out how this works by now, and let's remember to limit our emojis to 5 or less, and I'm sure we can get our stuff across that way. And also a reminder that we do this in English only on this stream, and that is so we can communicate easily, and everybody can understand everyone, and that usually helps when you're trying to do a show like this. Did I mention Tom is here? Tom and Pepper? Yeah, I think Pepper's in her cage because there's some kind of guy doing some repairs on something, and Pepper wants to eat him. That's all right. Just add a little pepper; it'll taste good. Get it? Never mind. I'm being punny today, you guys. And Barda Bear. Barda Bear is tied up, so welcome anyway, Barda Bear. Going up a little bit more here and seeing who else was popping in, and Michelle is here as well. Welcome back, Michelle, and good to see you. And going up a little bit more to see if I can find any other interesting names that I may have missed. Well, I'm up as high as I can see for right now, and I don't see any other names. But let's not forget to give out our cookies today. And Tom, of course, was the first one in to get the cookies. And old Mummy of Hamsters popped in. Good to see you. And nice to have you on board. And let's see. Dave the Super Kitty is here. Welcome. Oh, that name always kills me. Brian Perfectability 999 also popped in. Welcome back. And hey, I demand a moderator. Why? There's a couple of them right above you. You want a moderator? No, Irish Monk. I don't think we can have you as a moderator. Not right now. We have to teach you things first. Anyway. And sometimes it's not easy teaching an old dog new tricks. All right, enough of the teasing. I'm watching from my PC and playing a game on my PS5. Hi everyone, old Mummy of Hamsters, and that is awesome. Dr. Fox, only kidding. I would break something. Oh jeez. Irish Monk, thank you for that wonderful €2.99 super chat there. And yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't break anything, but we'll use caution and heed what we need to. Lizoid is also here. I got home in time to watch the show. Welcome, Lizoid, and glad you made it. So pretty cool, pretty cool. So okay, help me understand. What's special thing did he do to become a moderator? It's not the special thing that he did. Okay, he asked in a way that was polite. And he didn't demand how to or demand to become a moderator. He asked how is it possible to become a moderator. So and you know, it's the way he did it. And I think maybe what we'll do is we'll see if we can do that on you know, Sundays or something like that. We'll have a one of the guests as a moderator and let them experience what it's like. Some of them have never done anything like that and might be overwhelmed, and others may kind of like it, that kind of thing. And it's just kind of a test. So I have the same question, but I don't know how to ask you. Well, Tetra, that is one of the things, you may be put on for one of the Sundays if that's what you would like to do. So we'll definitely consider that, and it would be an interesting experience. Yeah, we know you can be polite, Tetra. That's not a question or a debate of any type. It's just we see what we can do. Anyway, let's carry on with the show, and I'll talk more about what we'll do tomorrow on Sunday's show. So we'll get things lined up a little bit. I do kind of want to talk to Arizona Snowman and Piggy and the other moderators a little bit and see, and just so they are kind of aware of what I've got planned here as well. And I don't think it's going to hurt anything or anyone, so it'd be a pretty cool and interesting thing. Yona is in the channel. Welcome, Yona from Iceland, and glad to have you here. Yeah, we're not worried about that, Tetra. That's all right. You don't have to reveal ages and things like that. Just keep level heads, and we'll keep smiling. Okay, that is good. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep up with emails and everything else here at the same time. Okay, I see that. All right, got your email there, Piggy. Thank you. What? Somebody took your ashtray? All right. Yeah. Okay, that's all right. Anyway, let's get going at what we got going on. So, no worries, you guys. We'll talk more about that, and it's an interesting thing. The one thing that you do have to understand right now, we do have more than enough moderators. Okay, and I mean we've got Piggy, we got Arizona Snowman, we got Lucas, we've got CND Boy, other guys in the background like Gary and Mona and Joseph Fields and others. Okay, so there are other moderators as well. Just so you guys understand that we do have. Yeah, you can't all be moderators. No, that doesn't work, and that is what we kind of want to avoid. Hey, who put those on there? Little basketball players. Oh, darn me. Anyway, all right, I'm going to use my magic powers here. Going to stop this thing. Yeah, all right. No worries, Tetra. Just leave it for now and relax, enjoy the show. And we are headed over to Italy, or Sicily, part of Italy, or possession thereof, or something like that. And of course, what we're seeing right now is nighttime views, 1:09 a.m. there in our wonderful Sicily. So we can't see a darn thing on the screen. And I'm trying to get my mouse working here again. I had a couple things going on. There we go. And now I got a mouse. All right, we see that wonderful star. The top of Etna would be somewhere around here. We can't see a darn thing. No moonlight out. Darn it. Wish we had some moonlight. We'd be able to see it. But anyway, I did make a short video of what was going on very early in the morning in Sicily, and this is what we seen there. And this was about 6:18 or so is when I started recording. And again, this is running at a very quick speed, so 64 times its normal frame rate. And of course, you see most of that pluming going off to the other side, away from the camera. And it is smoking, but it's not going very quickly. So what you're seeing here is, of course, exaggerated because it's a time lapse. So that's exactly what we do see. But I figured, we'll see what it looked like in the morning, so you can actually see the entire area lit up, and it does look pretty good. Hey, Tony Flabby is in the house. Welcome, Tony. Glad to see you. And all right, what we got going on here? Anybody else? No, just Tony. All right. Hello, everybody. Long time. I'm being sick with the C word, but feeling a bit better. All right. Well, I hope you get over that, and hopefully things work out there for you, Tony. Anyhow, we do see what it looks like there in Sicily. It is actually very beautiful. And down in the forefront, that little hill that was on fire before, I didn't realize how volcanic of a look it has. It's all, well, mind you, the whole area is all old volcanic rock, but the texture or the look of it is pretty awesome. So kind of nice. Anyway, that ran from about 6:18 to about 8:18, couple hours worth anyway. And that is what it was. So that is pretty awesome looking, and we will go back to what it is now. So if you compare, and you can see exactly where Etna is, and it would be right in the middle here, and that is pretty cool. And not hearing anything from Etna as far as any new eruptions or anything like that. Hey, Tom Caruso also here tonight. Good to see you, Tom. Welcome back. Anyway, so Etna's been fairly quiet. Seismically, it's been fairly quiet as well. So it is pretty good. And doing all right. Anyway, let us move on to other places, and of course we'll go over to Iceland. Now, Iceland, you see how foggy it is there, and I am about to show you what the best picture of the day that we could see, and I managed to sneak that in, and I was literally surprised that we even seen as much as we did. But if you wait a few seconds here, you will see that it will almost clear completely, and you will see Ragnar. But that is the most of it that you will see today. It is very, very cloudy, very foggy there. And unfortunately, not a heck of a lot that we can do. And there it is. We can actually see a good portion of the crater. But of course, that cloud came back. It gets a little better again for a few minutes, and then it goes back into the gray. I see the gray cat is fog. Oh, okay. It's fog. Yeah, definitely a lot of it. So I definitely see we don't see so well, unfortunately. It's just nothing we can do about it. But we know Ragnar is there, and we know it is still being quiet. Yes, these are actually very low clouds. That's one of the things that I did notice in Iceland. The cloud cover can be very, very low. Was there any good action while I was gone? Well, Tony, the only thing you missed were the stampeding pink elephants over in New Zealand, and what else was there? I'm pulling your leg. There was nothing really, really good. So I thought the fog at Vandenberg Space Force Base was bad today. Could be Mars 2028, very, very poor. Anyway, this is about as good as it gets, unfortunately. And, after that, everything just went to complete gray. And this is what's happening right now as it moved in. And this was from about 10 minutes after 5 p.m. there in Iceland. The rest of the day was just horrible as far as visibility or lack thereof. Earth Creature, hello lava nerds. Welcome, Earth Creature. And anyway, since that is that way, I'm going to go to a live shot and we can sample the live. There we go. This is a very live clouds. All right. Anyway, a quick peek. There you see it is raining over in the capital city of Reykjavik. And that is kind of what is happening and why we've got so many clouds. If we go on to that time lapse, unfortunately, we don't see it very well there. It's also in the clouds. If we go back during the day, you see various times you got full cloud right down to the ground, and it lifts up a little bit, and that's kind of what we're seeing. And yeah, the little bit of the intervention there, you can actually see most of it. It has lifted out of Notthaggy Valley, and you can actually see the valley, but you can't see anything up on the hilltops. Definitely not. So pretty cool, and we do like what we see there, though, and it's a happy place. I'm going to put it back on here just so I know where I am. And then we'll pop over to the harmonic tremor chart and have a look and see. And there we go. We do see a little bit of extra action here. I'm going to refresh this though, so we have the latest and we're not missing anything. And there we go. So refresh. We do see a bunch of little stuff in here. So possibly some small earthquakes in the area, or some larger ones a little further away. And also looking at this, this is getting thicker in here. That means there is a little bit more noise down there than usual, and that is quite interesting. When you look at these lines over here, you see it's not very thick, and this is where it gets busy as far as noise is concerned. So looking at that, kind of questioning, going, we got something happening. Anyway, let's go down. We do see that one spike that was right at midnight from the night before, and then one beside it. And we'll take a look and see what we can find. First, I do want to go down and we'll have a look at the Grimsvatn, sorry, not Grimsvatn, Grindavik chart. And Grindavik, of course, there's that one right at midnight. It's a lot lower here, so it would have been something that happened over there in the other area. Is sub mode on? Still on? No, sub mode is not on right now. Did we have? No, it shouldn't be. It should be off right now, Piggy. Hopefully. Anyway, and Nancy Buchanan, happy birthday and welcome, and glad to have you on board. I didn't know it was your birthday today, Nancy, so we'll have to do something. Trotter's at ready. All right, Piggy. Anyway, looking here at what we see, downward slope in the areas here down by Grindavik. But the activity, I don't know if I would say there's less going on here at Grindavik than there is over at Ragnar, but we'll kind of take a look and see what we can come up with. And let's have a look at our earthquakes. That's usually the telltale sign. Hey, I already see a bigger one that might be the cause of that spike at midnight. We'll have a look. Yeah, let's do this first. will get over here and just have a look. Actually, let's zoom out here in the water. I want to go out. They're not showing anything out in the water. Nope. All right. That is good. We'll zoom back in. And of course, for those people who are not familiar with this, this is the Reykjanes Peninsula, Reykjavik, capital city. And of course, there's Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Yardvik. And if we slide over here, we see the Blue Lagoon, the power plant, and Greinavik right there. So, okay. Somebody just sent me something about Vesuvius. Let me take a look at that. And I gotta see. Holy mackerel! I'll have to maybe throw that in for later. That is pretty awesome looking. Thanks, Daryl, and we'll take a look at that. Anyway, 1.3 is what we see. There's nothing else showing here, and I'm surprised at that. But really not that big of a deal. Anyway, this one 6:32 a.m., 1.3 in magnitude and 5.4 kilometers down. And when we look, we don't see anything over here in our Fagradalfjall area. And of course, this is Geldingadalur, the Valley of Ragnar sits right here, and that is where she be. And of course, down here, Merapi valleys, where all that lava flow went, as well as over here at the end of Geldingadalur, and it kind of flowed through here, went across the saddle area in here, and also from around here, and flowed down into Notthagi, which is this guy down here, and also flowed this way into, let's see, hang on, right there, I got it, the right one, flowed this way down into Notthagi Valley. So that's kind of what we see over there. Geez, Gura throws in a super chat. Thanks, Gura. And that is a 20 Swedish kroners. Thank you very kindly, Gura. I appreciate that wonderful support. Anyway, zooming back out, we'll look for the other earthquakes. We still haven't seen one at midnight that would have done something, but let's take a look at this guy. Yesterday, 1933 was a time of 5.2 kilometers down, and it was a 1.4. I don't think that would have done it. This one, 1940, from yesterday, 5.1 kilometers down, 1.0. 1.1, 5.2 kilometers down, around that same time, 1939 there. Now let's see about those bigger ones that were in here. There it is, 2.7, and that would have maybe shaken a little bit more, but that is at the wrong time. That is yesterday's at 17:36, 7 kilometers down, and again a 2.7 in magnitude. And then we've got a 2.1, and that is at 17:59, and 7.1 kilometers down. We've got this 2.2 yesterday's as well from 1812, 6.5 kilometers down. And then we've got this 1.1, which is 5.8 kilometers down, and 1740 from yesterday. So none of those would be causing the major spike there. We'll have a look and see what we can figure out after on the other map. Sliding over a little bit, looking at the other earthquakes around, and we see one little guy down here on the side of the highway. I'm sure it wasn't Irish monk, because he's back home restricted to bed confinements. Anyway, that's only 100 meters down. a possible car crash or something. Anyway, 1:14 a.m., 1.5 in magnitude. I'm kidding about the car crash. Let's look and see. Okay, no, it wouldn't have been a car crash. Not in those trees. And I wonder if it maybe is some horses or some sheep or something. It looks like he's got cattle in the area, gnawing on the sensor. Anything is possible. A stampede, perhaps. I'm kidding. I don't know what would have caused it. Looking over at Katla, we do see some, and we do have a couple over here closer to Hekla as well. Let's look at these two first. 1.7 from yesterday, 2035, 10.2 kilometers down on that guy, and this is a 1.2 from from 542. It is 10.7 kilometers down from today. So very early in the morning for that guy to go off. But let's take a look and see what we had at Katla. A little bit of stuff going on there, and we'll see what we got. Okay, 2.1 today at 136, 400 meters down. Could be in the ice yet, but that is a 2.1. This guy 1.2, and that's only 100 meters down, and I'm pretty sure that would be in the ice. And that was at 1:39 a.m. Then we have a 1.4, only 100 meters down. 1:36 is the time on that guy, and that is probably ice movement. Then we also have this 1:36, a 1.3, 1.1 kilometers down. Don't think the ice is that thick, but hey, you never know. And we also have this 1.1, again 100 meters down, and 5:44 a.m. So in that time era there must have been something that shifted or moved and caused all those little quakes. And I'm sure on the other chart we're going to see a bunch more. Thank you for the 2-minute warning, Piggy. That is awesome. And here we have this little guy, 1.3. Let's grab this guy real quick and see from yesterday at 21:59, 3.1 kilometers down. And we'll see what else we got. Where's that other one? Yeah, we got him. All right, moving over here to Grimsvatn and Bardabunga. We are not seeing anything there on this map. We do see one little guy here, 1.2, and that is 3.6 kilometers down. Happened at 7:33 a.m. Iceland time, and that is right at Ascha, and that is interesting. We'll see what other ones we've got. Going a little further north, not too much up there. Couple little guys, 1.1 right there. From 1810 yesterday, 6.1 kilometers down on that guy. And then we have another one over on the other side here somewhere, another 1.1, and I'm not close enough. Zoom in. There we go. And that was 12.9 kilometers down. Happened at 2:55 a.m. today. So that is what we're seeing. Very small though, 1.1. Really don't know what it would be, but I think just some tectonic movement, and that is kind of what it is. We're going to take a look at the other map though when we come back, and there's a bunch of stuff in here that I thought was a little bit more interesting, and I'm still looking for that culprit that went off right at midnight there. So we'll see what we can figure out. Hey, Kathy made it in. Welcome. Glad to have you on board, and aloha to you. Who else popped in here that I might have missed? Justine, good to see you. Daryl R is here. Welcome, Daryl. And I think we're good with names for right now. Anyway, it is break time, you guys, so I am going to go take a break. Please hang around. Diane Craig just popped in. Welcome, and hopefully you'll enjoy the show. And I'll get that fired back up in the background and let things switch over. And there we go. All right, so be cool, you guys. If you have not yet hit that like button, please give it a shot. It really does help us out with the YouTube analytics, and makes a big difference once we get over that 100 mark. It really, really does, you guys. Also, for those who have not yet subscribed, please do consider hitting that subscribe button if you feel we've earned it, as well as don't forget to hit the bell notification. That way you will know once we post something or go live. So all good. Tom, you would have to ask, what did Tom ask? I missed what Tom asked you, Piggy, but maybe I'll look. Piggy, would Dr. Fox let Poppet and me be mod for a day? Oh, Pepper. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I can see this is going to turn into a real dog and cat fight. What about Fluffy? Okay, you guys. Anyway, hit that like button, and I am going to be back in about 5 minutes. Keep smiling. It's all fun. And I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be back soon. And there we go. I'm back. I am back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all here today on a Saturday, or hang on, Friday/Saturday show. Welcome, Edith NZ. And I read that you put down morning from Saturday at Dr. Fox and Piggy and Arizona Snowman. And glad to have you on board, even if you are in the future. Hey, by the way, did you get me the lottery numbers there, Edith? Darn it. Since you're already on Saturday, I'd have a chance to run down and get the tickets yet for tonight. It's too bad it didn't work that way. All right. Okay. Oh, you got Krakens in training. Thank you, Piggy, and thank you, Sue, and Arizona Snowman, and Gura, and whoever else said welcome back. So thanks, guys. Anyway, Saturday in the park. That's a good idea. Even in the future, nothing works. Darn it. I hate when things don't work in the future. And anyway, let's use my magical powers, stop that mid-eruption, and we're going to head back to our earthquake charts, which I wanted to have a look at and confirm and see where we're getting that spike at midnight from, and the other quakes. So where we left off, of course, this was the other map, and this is the Reykjanes Peninsula here, and of course we're zooming in, and our sensor would be over here in this area somewhere. We do see this point 2, and that happened at 1:42 a.m. at 10.4 kilometers down, and I don't think that's our culprit. And then we'll sneak over here, back over into towards Grindavik, and have a look at these guys. There's one that is at noon, which is about 12 hours off. So that's not what we wanted. 0.57, 4.3 kilometers down from 12:10 today. So not that guy. What about this 1.2? And again, it would be not in this area because it should be on the other side, closer to Geldingadar. But this 1.2, 5.4 kilometers down, and I think we had that on the other chart at 12:32 as well. And then we have this 0.11, 5.3 kilometers down, 7:05 a.m., very small quakes. And you notice this thing is updating all the time. That is because of new quakes coming in, you guys. And wow, they're coming in fairly quickly, and you can see where they are. So pretty cool to be able to see that. The latest quakes, and they're coming in pretty hot and fast. Quick peek at Ascha, we only see that 1.22 is what they're calling it, at 3.5 kilometers down. We did look at that, 1333, but he's got some other little friends over there. I'm not going to worry about those guys. Here's the area here at Grimsvatn that didn't have anything in it. We do have a 0.6 there, 5.2 kilometers down from 1930, as well as a 0.95 from 3 kilometers down at 3:12 a.m. So that is interesting. Then also a little guy down here, 0.35, 13.7 kilometers down from 9:53 a.m. And let's zoom in. These are two of them, 0.88 down here, and 5.8 kilometers down, 16:17 today. So 4:17 in the afternoon. And just zooming back out, we do see these guys here, 1.26, 1.3 kilometers down from just about 4 a.m. and then 0.95, 2 kilometers down from 1:35 this morning. So that's pretty cool. Sliding down a little bit more. and we did see that there was more happening. We did see these guys here at Caplet, so I'm not going to worry about those. Up here, there's a whole bunch of swarming going on now with these guys. We did see a couple of them, but this is 2:35 in the morning, 1.7, 10.2 kilometers down. This 1.4 is 8.6 kilometers down, 2:35 a.m. Today. And then we have some other small ones here. 3:57 a.m. For that 0.52. I missed how deep it was. 6.4 kilometers. This is one of the later ones. 11:42. 1.25 and 10.666 kilometers down. The number of the beast. There we go, and a couple of more small ones here. 10.7 clicks down. So they're quite a ways down. 0.51 from 4:15 a.m. So that is kind of what we're seeing there. Not sure what else we've got in store, but still looking for our mystery guest there that made that rumble. I'm not sure. It would have had to been a fair size. 1:39 this morning. Yeah, a little bit late, but it could have been that guy. 1.5 kilometers down. What about this guy? 1:33, and this guy 1:40, and this guy at 1:40. So very small little quakes, and they're all fairly consistent with the depths. I'm not going to worry about them, but it's just interesting to see. But we don't have a real culprit for that one at midnight, which is all right. I can live without it. One thing I did notice here, we do have more traffic out in the water, which we didn't have in the other chart. And that is kind of interesting. I'm just looking to see if we had anything any further, and I don't see anything there. So we'll leave it alone for today. You guys want to study these a little bit more, or have a look at it, you can always type in earthquake, or earthquake 2, or earthquake 3, and then you can get all three of these different maps that we use for Iceland, and you are welcome to have a look at those. And let's carry on though with other volcanoes around the world. And I didn't have it set on that page, but I have it set on the map. Darn it. There we go. And we'll fix that up. Okay, there we go. So lights out in the foreground, that is the harbor, and of course the little town right there. We are on the island of São Jorge, and this is in the Azores. The lights that you see across the water here are out on Pico Island, and just to give you a better idea of what it looks like for those who are not familiar with the area, this is what it looks like during the daytime. And you can see Mount Montana, which is an old volcano. They're peeking up through that cloud layer, and then also on the very far right up where the islands are there, and that's Fayal Island, a separate island as well. So Pico Island and Fayal, and then we are on São Jorge. All right, next frame here, let's turn that guy off, put this guy on, and there we have our little cove. I was looking at it earlier, and the waters were actually quite calm today, so not bad if you're out boating or sailing. This is the other harbor shot, different harbor, and you can see a ship anchored here, and some more yachts and sailboats anchored in the harbor area there, which is pretty safe for them. Let's have a look at the earthquakes that we had in that area, and we'll make that a little wider. And well, let's click on the earthquake in that area. And there we go. There's the entire list. 1.5 at 11:07. All right, there. My work is done. Next. And yeah, that's what we had on St. George, is just one earthquake. I'm going to refresh this map just in case there was any more. I don't believe we see any more. Bigger, bigger. All right, there we go. Looking at what we've got, I'll zoom in here. And we see here on St. George 12 hours ago 1.5. And that is what that one was doing. We do see a couple of other quakes here. 20 hours ago 2.0. And west of Fiel Island, of course. And then there's another one, 2.4, also way to the west. And kind of makes you wonder what the heck is going on there. I do want to zoom out here. Hang on. I'll zoom out a little bit. And just so you can see, that's your mid-Atlantic ridge. Okay, and then this is kind of the no man's land, or I don't know if you want to call it land, because half of it's submerged, or most of it's submerged. Anyway, Eurasian plate, African plate, and North American plate. Here's your divider line there, and this is kind of your divider here, and that is what we're seeing. So that's what we got, you guys, and not too much happening there. And looking at what we've got on the chart, we've got a 1.5 there, and then the other two, one only down at 5 kilometers, the other two seem to be fairly close to the surface. And of course that doesn't want to work. Let's try that again. And all right, there we go. We see what we've got there and here. And all right, two at the surface, one down at 5 kilometers. Pretty awesome. We'll leave that be. Next bunch of volcanoes will be where? Where are we going? Oh, I got it set here. All right, I'm going to see if this will play, and hopefully it will. And this is, there we go. All right, it is playing. I'm going to leave this play for a minute. I have a phone call here, and I got to grab this for a second. I will be back in about a minute, you guys. Don't go away. Okay, I've got the microphone back on. Hey, did that thing do anything? It did now. All right. So that was, and this is not a time lapse. This is just going back in time to see what was happening. And this, of course, is Fuego in Guatemala, and we like that. That was pretty awesome. So. Thanks, oh mummy of hamsters, and we can hear you. All right, cool. I'm glad you can. Anyway, that is pretty well lit up, and I really do like that. My dog wouldn't let me sleep. Lizoid, tell him time to go, time to go. Fuego in Fuego. Yep, Fuego's doing its thing. Cells knees completely with tendons and ligaments. Interesting. Madeleine. I'm not sure how that works. Okay, anyway, looking at what we've got there, that is a pretty good eruption out of our wonderful Fuego, and it did it again right on top of it. So that was pretty cool. Madeleine, yeah, you're not selling Irish monks' legs, are you? Those are too worn out. They're too old. I don't think Piggy would want those knees. And they're, anyway, let's leave it alone. All right, Mona Alfano, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board, as well as Connie and Tyree. Good to see you again. And that is all good. Anyway, looking at Fuego, and it did that a bunch of times during the night. And I mean, we can't really sit here and go over all of them. It's just beautiful, though, to see that it was out of the clouds again, and still delivering us some light show, if you want to call it that. And of course, oh, here, I got to get this other one. This one is not a bad one. This was in the wee hours, 5:14 a.m. or thereabouts, and then it popped again. It was really quite spectacular. I like it when you can actually see the mountain, and then the fireworks start. So I'm just advancing it a little bit to get it closer to the actual eruption. And let's see, there should be about there, I hope. Maybe. It's literally just sitting there cooking, so come on, do it. The show must go on. Come on, Fuego. Once there we go. Now we're cooking. All right, we're cooking with fire, and or hang on, lava. That is pretty awesome to see all that tephra material flying out, and that is beautiful, and really lights up the mountains. So pretty awesome, you guys, and we do like it. Lava works, you bet, Sasha. That's exactly what it is, and it is beautiful to watch. Wow, Lizoid with a wonderful $20 super chat. Thank you kindly, Lizoid. That is excellent. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. $20 super chat. And we'll get that on there. Thank you kindly. That's an awesome support. I do appreciate it. So, anyway, that is kind of what we were seeing at Fuego today. And then, of course, there is the golden moments where the sunshine first hits the wonderful volcano, so it does kind of look like it's a little bit of gold there. And we did have some little puffs come out just during that period of time as well, just trying to move it ahead a little bit. And I keep seeing a blip there. I don't know what that's about, but all right. Trying to move it and see if we can find that. Uh-oh. It took me back in time. Darn it. Took it right off where I wanted it to be. Darn it, darn it, darn it. YouTube does that. Anyway, we'll see. There we go. All right. Got it erupting. And that was pretty awesome to see as well. And again, we can see how much that dark material is in there. It's throwing up a lot of ash, a lot of material. And when we see those types of plumes come out, this is kind of turning into a mushroom cloud really quickly. But it's those ones that have the longer stems on them that really are the ones that you want to watch for, and you will see the volcanic lightning and stuff. This one, because it doesn't, it kind of does it Strombolian style, where it just spurts out a bit at a time. It's not a burner like what we had at, good example is like what we had at Cumbre Vieja, where it was coming out like a jet engine. And that jet engine, of course, that's what we would be looking for, that volcanic lightning. And that is pretty cool. Anyway, we'll leave Fuego alone. I'm going to put it back to time right now. You can barely see it. Oh, now you can't. You could just for a second there, we seen the top of it. But let's go over to Popocatépetl, and there's the problem with Popo, and Popocatépetl, of course, is not visible either right at present. But if we go back in time, and that's the nice part about being able to do that, we can take a look and see what it was doing, and even zip back to our golden moments of the morning and see what it looked like. So looks pretty in the sunshine. It really does, you know, kind of really nice, and kind of a weird glow up top here during the morning light. 2-minute warning, thank you, Piggy. And yeah, I kind of like that. That's neat. Looking to see if we had anything popping out of it afterwards, though. Wasn't a heck of a lot according to this side. Some of the cloud that developed were definitely not there. I wonder if that's a snow cloud. It looked like it just dropped all that snow. Anyway, I will leave it be for right now, and just see if we can see anything on the other views. I'm going to put that back to live, and we can pop back on this one as well. Take a look at the early morning stuff. There it is at 10:27, and there it is at 8:16 a.m. We don't see a lot pluming out, so Popocatépetl went quiet, and that's what we've got right now. And that, of course, was 9:12 a.m. So all three views showing clouds at present, and not, well, this one's even showing clouds. Darn it! This one, of course, a different volcano. This is El Volcán de Colima, and that is south of Guadalajara, Mexico. And there it is out of the clouds. That is, let's see, 10, 11 hours ago. So that's what we're seeing. That is pretty cool, and nothing coming out the top, unfortunately. So it doesn't help us that much. Nice rocks, cool. I missed what Irish Monk I typed there. Darn it, I was busy looking at my screen, the other one. Anyway, there is Tolika, and Tolika is not very visible because of haze and stuff, but we do see Tolika is smoking and definitely off-gassing. Very interesting, and Tolika is in Nicaragua. While we're in Nicaragua, we'll take a look at Momotombo, and Momotombo is my ideal volcano shape, and I like the way the top is on it. And of course, with all the hazy cloud and everything and fog and whatever else, hard to see what's actually coming out, but we do see that there's a lot of white smoke / steam up there, and it would be easy to say that it is off-gassing, doing things. Let's go to our next one, also in Nicaragua, and this is Masaya volcano, and for sure you can see that wonderful plume coming out of there of clouds heading off to the right hand side, and the edge of the caldera being right there, and kind of just being that circle. So pretty cool, you guys. And it is break time, and I am going to put this back on there. That way I know where I'm at. And, oh, hey, turn that off. Turn it off. There, it's off. It's off. I turned it off. All right. I'm going to turn the other music back on. And for those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, by all means, do consider giving it a quick bop. We would really appreciate it. The YouTube analytics will take over from there, and every one of those thumbs up really does help. So the more the merrier, and hopefully we'll be able to get up to that 100 mark or past it. I would really be happy. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet and to the channel and you feel we've earned it, by all means hit that subscribe button. It would be great of you to do that, and don't forget to hit the bell notification while you're there. So that is pretty good. All right, you guys, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I am here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'm going to be back in about 5 or 6 minutes, and then we will have some bacon seeds. And don't play with the lava. It's hot. I'll be back. I promise. Don't go away. go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board today. And of course, I'm your host, DrFox2000, and this is VolcanoX live stream. I'm glad to have you all on board. And of course, the footage that we're watching on the screen is back from October last year. It is Cumbre Vieja volcano in La Palma. And thank you, Kevin and C&D Boy and Sue Hayes for the welcome backs, you guys. That is awesome. And I think Piggy is going to go lay down. Hopefully she'll still watch the bacon seeds. I'm sure she will. Anyway, I'm going to use my magic and we'll stop that right mid-eruption right there. And we will go have a look at our bacon seeds. And this is where we left off yesterday. Thank you, Sue Hayes. And still here. Okay, Piggy. And anyway, that was that's your delivery person. He's taking one straw at a time. That's why there's problems. But let's see what we can do. Maybe this weekend. Anyway, here's our next Piggy, and that is what you should be doing, Piggy, is closing your eyes and going to sleep. Anyway, lava powers, neat, yep. And next bacon seed for you wonderful people is these guys, or this guy. I see spots. It's I don't know if you want to call that Dalmatian. I don't know. Appaloosa, maybe. Anyway, that is a wonderful bacon seed, and that is all good. And here's our next little guys, and that's two of them. They're in a dirty pig pen, and mind you, they're looking pretty good. One's got racing stripes, the other one's got spots. Stalag 13. And possibly it could be. I've never seen a Stalag 13, so very, very likely, other than Hogan's Heroes. And here's our next little bacon seed, and yeah, let's all go. Aww, he's a little cutie, very, very young, very, very young. Stalag. No worries, however you spell it. That is a beautiful little bacon seed, and he looks so shy. And it's a pig pillow for Piggy. Oh, wow. Hours old, Dr. Fox. Okay, thank you. So he's just a wee little one who has just popped out and growing, and hopefully will be good. All right, next bacon seed, and it's actually a few of them in a basket here, and I see 4 noses, and they are sleeping. 4 little piggies sleeping in a basket. Isn't that cute? Shh, Piggy, it's telling you need to sleep. All right, Dr. Fox is speaking of a dirty pig pen. Piggy says she's due for a new haystack. Mars, I heard that. And we're going to work on that. That is definitely... No, there's 4 piggies there, Kevin. Count the noses. There's 4 little noses in there. Anyway, we're going to get her a new bale. Don't you guys worry. I promise. And let's get to our last bacon seed of today. And unfortunately, Piggy had sent one that was a dupe, so I had swapped it out, and I used this guy instead. And I think that is pretty good. So he's telling us what he thinks of the day. And he's all tuckered out and glad Friday is coming to an end. Darn it, I try. Piggy, it's gonna happen. We've got over 1,200 different bacon seed photos, so for one or two or something to be duplicates. It's absolutely understandable and acceptable, and I really, really do appreciate the effort that you go through to get us these bacon seeds every day. So no matter if there is a duplicate or two or three, it happens, right? And none of us can remember how many, if we've seen it before or not. And after about 1,000, I hate to say it, they all start to look alike. Anyway, but they all do have their different characteristics, which is really quite unique as well. Anyhow, let's carry on with some other volcanoes and see what we've got. And I did want to try to do something else. And I messed up during my break because I had that phone call earlier here. So I was trying to work on something. Anyway, let's get us over to other volcanoes, and we will see. So we did Popocatépetl and Fuego and that stuff. Let's get over to Merapi, and we will see what Merapi is looking like. If I can find it there, let's make Merapi happy. And that is what we have seen. I want to see what it looks like live. Looks like the stream is no longer available. Oh, wonderful. That always makes a guy feel good. I will have to see if we can look at the new one. Oh, of course, we're going to get commercials. Why not? 3, 2, 1, click, and there we go. So that is what we were seeing. Unfortunately, the views were horrible all night long. They've had storms sitting on top of them. This is, of course, about 5:30 this morning. As you notice, the top two cameras there are completely out, and in the gray. And down here, we are seeing a little bit of off-gassing, but nothing really major. And it was horrible weather for the most part, so really didn't get anything happening there at all. Let's take a look real quick. We'll pop over to Ruapehu on, and there's a beautiful thing on New Zealand, North Island. There it is, and wow, that actually looks pretty nice, and that is clear skies in New Zealand. Yay! Samaru stream is back on today. Yep, we'll take a look at Samaru shortly, and I wanted to have a look here. He's actually kind of adjusting the zoom, and that is looking pretty darn nice. I really do like that, and there he goes, he's zooming in. Good timing, so really, really good. While that is working, I'm going to see if we can find a couple other ones here that were not working earlier, and get them going. All right, got that one fixed up, and I got another one I want to see. Okay, that one is working. All right, anyway, that is a close-up view of Mount Ruapehu, and we are not seeing anything off-gassing or coming out of there. We might see some skiers, but we are not seeing any lava. And what about Mount Vesuvius? Mount Vesuvius hasn't been doing anything as of late. I don't see any skiers, you guys. They may not be skiing today, but that is what we see. Mind you, it's very early in the morning there, I think. No, hang on. It should be actually afternoon or midday. No, it's in the morning. It'd be in the morning. I think it's too early for the skiers. But anyway, we'll see what happens in the future. If we do see any skiers in there, it'd be pretty neat. That is, if it is in fact a ski area. At least it looks like one. I might be wrong. A lot of rocks in there too, though. So who knows? Yeah, it's not me doing the zoom. It's what they've got going on. So, and yeah, there's some more people there. You can see some vehicles driving and stuff like that. So, not sure what's going on over there, but maybe those are skiers getting ready, or maybe they are expedition people going up to go and have a look at the volcano. Not 100% sure. Anyway, I'll leave that be. I'm going to pop over to our next one. They're zooming back out. There we go. Perfect timing. And that again is Mount Ruapehu in the North Island of hang on, it'll come to me, New Zealand. There we go. I will leave it. Let's move over here. And of course that is in Indonesia, and we do have several different volcanoes showing here. So Luolatak, definitely off-gassing. We can see that from what's going on. We can see Semeru down on the bottom here, and not sure, it looks like the smoke is coming right towards the camera and spreading out here, so very difficult to see what's actually going on. We'll maybe have a look at the other camera right away and see if we can bring it up. According to Mars 2028, the Semeru stream is back on today, so we'll have a look. Going bottom right hand side, we see Awu, and I'm not sure what's coming out of Awu. It does look like it has a white area here in the top of the cone, so hopefully it is off gassing a little bit, and we can think that that might be what's going on. And of course the one that we all like here is Krakatoa, son of Krakatoa. And let's see if I still have that close up. Yeah, do that again. Close up. There we go. All right, my bad. My extra clicking here. So we are seeing that, and of course you can see that plume very heavy, and there's your area where it is erupting from. If we go back in time, and let's see, about 2 hours, we get you back in the dark, and there you can see it is definitely doing its thing. Also notice the chart here. So the activity had picked up a few hours back and then dropped off again, and that is kind of neat. So if we go back a little bit more, we should see it erupting a little bit heavier, and that's exactly what we're seeing right around there. Even further back should be bigger plumes, and or at least heavier looking, and that is what we indeed see. So pretty awesome to see that from Krakatoa, and of course it is going to continue. And let's get rid of that for a second, and just wanted to look here. Nice stars in the background, and the moon is up there. We see a little bit of a glow right here on the top of Luolatak. Nothing at Semeru, and nothing coming out of Awu. So that's pretty cool. Want to see if this one is reset here. I'm going to refresh it and go. Hopefully we won't see too many commercials, and let's see, is it working? Yeah, unfortunately this feed of Semeru is not doing us any good, so I do like this one a lot better. Gonna set that back to live, and there we go. Next, volcanoes on our list, and no ice cream boats in right now. I do see a boat off in the distance there, and not sure whether it's coming or going. Anyway, subject here is Semiru, no, not Semiru, Sakurajima, started with S, that is pretty good. So Sakurajima is off-gassing pretty good, and you can see most of the sky is clear, and this is coming up right towards the camera, but upward, and definitely doing its thing. I'm trying to catch up because I'm doing this on the wrong page. There we go, and now I'm on the right one. I want to back up a little bit so you can see the differences in the plume. And this is when it was erupting earlier a little bit, and just looking at that, that's 6:48 a.m. And I had a time written down about 6:45. But that is what we were seeing. So yeah, there's my 641, and you can see that it is fairly heavy. If we go back a little bit further, you'll see that it was a little easier and not quite as much. But if we go back into the night, you can see it. This is 4:45 a.m. You can see that there is definitely stuff happening. And when we get into the total darkness, we don't see a darn thing. I'm going to put that one back on live. So, hey, here comes the ice cream boat now. Yay! And I bet you that one's coming too. So, you guys can run down there. If you go down here, down the street to there, and then you're going to hang a light. There's some lights down there. You make a left, and you go down to the dock. Just by that tower there, you'll find the ice cream stand. As soon as they dock, they'll bring out the ice cream stand. So pretty cool. And anyway, let's look at the other one here. So this is what it looks like right now from the other side. And if we go back, and you can see that dirty plume was coming straight at this camera. And when we go back a little bit further, it had shifted over. We can see a little bit more of the dark, cruddy stuff there coming out, but definitely some different color to that, a little bit of ash and everything else that is in there. And I'm just trying to see if we can see anything really wondrous, but I don't think we can. And that should be about good there, just to give you an idea. So I'm going to put that guy back on live. I will go over to the close-up cam. Now this could be a little bit more interesting because at least we had some visibility at a portion of the time. And let's go back about an hour and 7 minutes, and that is what it looked like. Then you can definitely tell that that's coming out of the crater, and pretty awesome. I'm just trying to see where we had some puffing coming out of there. A little too close. There we go. And yeah, really not seeing the major eruption, but let's see if we can see anything when we go back to about the same time. 6:44 we wanted, somewhere in there, 6:22. Yeah, right around here we can start. Okay, it's really billowing out at that point in time, and you can see that in the top portion there. And they did move the camera over, and you could see there's your stuff coming out. Definitely pluming, doing a lot of ash and stuff with it. So pretty cool. All right, I'm just trying to keep up with everything else that's going on here. Debbie Brady, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Aloha. And anyway, we do see that this thing kept on going, so it is definitely being active, and we can possibly expect a reasonable amount of SO2 coming out of it as well. since that looks like it would be filled with all kinds of different things as far as that gassy material coming out of there. Pretty cool. Anyway, Kevin Haynes, good night. Take care, and thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And take care and get some sleep. All right, we do see what it is there. So pretty awesome to be able to see what is going on at a volcano in a reasonable time. There, your ice cream boat is docked, you guys. You can run down there and get some. That'll be awesome. And hopefully we'll see some lava coming out of this thing one of these days, and I would really like to see that. We'll move on though, and let's pop over here, and we know this mountain, and we love it. That is Mount Fuji, of course. Looks nice and neat. And earlier in the morning, it did. I was looking; it didn't have a cloud around it. Yeah, there we go. And that looked pretty awesome to be able to see that. No snow left up top there, and it's turning green, and that is pretty cool. And next, a volcano, and there is Aso-san. And let's see, yep, sitting at 720. All right, Aso-san, of course, also in Japan. Aso is right in here, and of course, the clouds are that low that they are mixing with the exhaust or steam coming up out of Aso, and Aso does like to erupt once in a while. Right now, though, it is back to a green state, so we will leave it there. Nice to see green in the area, and that is pretty awesome. Next volcano is Suwanoshi-jima. This is down south in one of the islands, and that is also in Japan, and looks pretty cool. Lots of clouds around there, but we weren't seeing any eruptive activity from it. Even right there, that's actually a lens flare coming down and lighting up the crater. And if we go back a little more, you do see a little bit of off-gassing here, but not a heck of a lot. So it has been quiet. It's a gas maker for the most part, and that's what we're seeing. So as we go back, you can kind of see that there is a little bit of pluming coming up on this side here, and throwing some cloud up. So nothing major going back in time here. I was looking for lights. These are city lights from a different place there. That's not from the volcano, just so you're aware of that. And yeah, looking at that, that's not too bad. And we did even see the UFO traveling along there in the sky. And this is not a time lapse, you guys. So what you're seeing is definitely not the moon traveling at that high rate of speed, but there is something lighting up everything up in the sky. I'm just saying, okay, I'm not calling it anything other than it's just a UFO. Big round disc up here, you guys, in case you haven't noticed it. Oh, hang on, it's bigger than I thought. There's the central drive engine. So pretty cool. Anyway, I like it. I'm joking around about the UFO thing, you guys. I have no credible proof whatsoever, and I'll stick to that. Hey, let's see, Sue Hayes and Susie, both in the channel. Duchess of Elements popped in here as well. Good to see you. And let's back up just a little bit more. I want to see if we did see anything. Oh, I guess not. The weather conditions were worse, or we have so much smoke coming out of it that we can't see what's going on. And that might be a possibility too, that it is throwing out a bunch of dirty, filthy smoke right there, and we just can't see what it is doing. And that is a little clear, but that is also 2300 yesterday, according to their time. So let's pop back to right now. This is what we see here, 9:30. What is that, 9:31 or 9:34? I can't tell. It's really hard to see on the screen there. Looks like 9:31 a.m. Maybe 4, could be. Anyway, that's it for Japan. Let's just pop back over here real quick. Ice cream boat is still in there. Go for it, you guys. And I will continue on with our next volcano. And here we go. And of course, we all know where that is. This is up in the Philippines, not too far away from the capital city of Manila. And that is Taal volcano out in Taal Lake. And that is definitely in the Philippines. So pretty awesome looking. And not seeing any off-gassing at all from it. Kind of wondering, is it doing a heck of a lot today or not? We'll take a look at, go back a little bit here. They didn't have this stream running very long, so looking back, I'm wondering if this cloud was part of that. This was about 30 minutes ago. Can't really tell, and then this is 37. So 45 minutes ago is when they restarted this stream. So that's what we're seeing there. And it doesn't look like it is very busy. And we'll put it back on live. And I'll leave that guy as that. All right. Did I go right through my break time? Oh, I did too. Darn it. You guys, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. And I just carried on here. I was having so much fun. So need to take a little break, and I will be back in 5 minutes. So please don't go away. For those good people who are here, you can chuckle at me. I did turn that off. Okay, there we go. And we'll give you some intermission lava flow, and that is from Cumbre Vieja. Back in October of last year. And from that point, though, it is time for me to say, hey, if you haven't hit that like button yet, give it a shot. And before the Krakens of Kos and Kraken of Holland get out after me and realize that I'm still not on my break, please help me out. Save the Dr. Fox Foundation here by hitting that like button. Anyway, for those who haven't hit it yet, do it, because I don't need to get mauled by cats. I'm allergic. And for those good people who have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing if you haven't done that. And that's only if you feel we've earned it, of course. On that friendly note, I am your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Keep smiling, play nice in the lava, and don't grab any of it. It's too hot. Alright, I've got the microphone back on, even though I was having lots of fun getting everything going here. I was working on that, and then I thought, oh no, Nancy's taken off, and I figured I better get going at it. Anyway, that is all cool, and thank you, and happy birthday, Nancy Buchanan. We really do enjoy having you here, and you are a big part of our wonderful lava family, so thank you, and all the best to you, and many, many more birthdays to come in your future. So awesome, and thanks for being here and sharing it with us. Anyway, thank you guys, and for the welcome backs. That is great. Can I ask how old you are, Nancy? That is not a good thing. Don't ask that. And Diane P. I don't think I said hi to you, but I did see you come in earlier. Welcome, Diane, and that is awesome. Okay, and let's get back to our wonderful volcano stuff. And we did take a look at Japan, and then Taal volcano. We haven't looked at Yellowstone yet, so let us pop over there and have a quick peek at Yellowstone and see what's going on. Alright, why is that not moving? Yellowstone is not moving? Oh, sure it is. And as soon as I got back on there, I think they are in search of Sasquatch. And if you happen to see a Sasquatch hiding behind the tree over here, you'll freak out. Hang on, where'd he go? He's right there. I see him. He's running around behind that tree. Keep an eye on him, you guys. He's back there. Anyway, we do see the other humanoids wandering around, and various vents are still steaming away. And Yellowstone, of course, is, no, that's not a bear. It was a Sasquatch. It was walking around, had a Walkman and everything. So, cell phone, regular Sasquatch. Anyway, that is pretty cool. So we like what we're seeing there, but not too much. Let's see. Thank you to all for 68 less a bunch of years. I don't I don't admit to. Oh, okay. All right. We won't mention that then. Anyway, love seeing what's going on. Hey. Here comes some people now. Sasquatch released them, and he maybe mugged them or something. Who knows? The trees are not the ladies. Uh-oh. What's he doing? Always count the rings. Yeah. Irish monk. Oh boy. It's no wonder you're in the doghouse all the time, Irish. It's those things that get you there. Anyway, you guys, let's go over and have a look at see what Hawaii is doing, and hopefully it's doing something neat. Anyway, I did not get any updated pictures last night of Hawaii, so no neon glow today. Oh, hang on, why is that playing? Yeah, never mind. So that picture, of course, was from yesterday. I'm going to fix this screen here, hopefully. There we go. And I'm going to refresh it. So yesterday we seen that lava level. Let's see what today looks like. And not that much different. Looks like it squared itself out a little bit on the back end here. Kind of neat. And I don't know, our lava enters via a lava tube right back here, but it's kind of neat to see that it changed its way, and I'm wondering if it's going to bite out some of this other material here as well, and keep going, because we do have those big cracks along here. Eventually it'll wear out. we do see that toe area looks like it's a little bit lower in volume than what we've got in the pond itself here. We do see that it is down about a meter or so. So really not that crazy, but a lot of hard shell developing on top of that. That flow has flown in there and has cooled off on the top a little bit. Brian, rock rail fan, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Anyway, that picture is a current one from today. We'll go over. This was what it looked like yesterday from the longer view here, and this is what it looks like today. Primary event right there. It is looking like it is building up. Looking a lot more like a volcano within a volcano, and that is pretty awesome. There's your little divider, another little hornito where that lava tube is, and of course your lava pond. A little bit harder to tell where the edges are on the raised area here in the center, but the outer areas are a lot lower than that old raised material here, and that's cooler, drier lava that is floating on top of the lava lake that is underneath this whole thing. So definitely a very, very super hot stuff going on down underneath there. I wouldn't want to be wandering out onto that because you could be gone real quick. Let's take a look at the other shot here. I don't know if they fixed that cam yet. Nope, didn't. All right. Looking at the thermal, this was what we were seeing yesterday. So we'll just compare and see how much that still shows up on today. And here you can see the edges of that built-up material, and that is pretty awesome. So let's refresh and see what we've got. A little bit cooler over there, a few more glowy spots on the edges here, and still you can see that this area is raised and it looks pretty awesome. There's your primary vent again. There's that little hornito and the divider where it allows it to flow into the lava pond, and the toe, and probably back in underneath here as well. So that is pretty cool, pretty interesting, and we will leave that for Hawaii. It's such interesting that the lava level didn't change much after the big lava lake breakout. 2 pineapples reported yesterday. Yeah, I'm sure there was extra material there that allowed it to kind of maintain an equilibrium of sorts, and I'm surprised we don't see a big change. You know, Trevor hasn't been there with the pumper truck, so we shouldn't be noticing too many things, at least not that I am aware of. So we'll see what happens in the future. Let's go have a look at our real quick peek. Whoa, hang on, trying to get to the right page here. Our earthquakes in Hawaii, and we'll get it zoomed in here. First off, I'm scanning the map real quick for any red ones. I don't see anything. So other than I'm talking about big ones. There's your Hawaiian Islands, the entire chain. And of course, we zoom in here. We are seeing that it is really starting to stack up out here in front of Loihi Seamount. That seamount is just right there, and this is on the bottom slopes of it. Looking at this is 2.6 from today, 1306, 9.9 kilometers down. The other one here, 2.4 from 10:10 a.m., 8.6 kilometers down as well. So that's what we've got out there, getting a little closer to town, or closer to the island, I should say. We see this is a 2.7 And the depth on this one is 44 kilometers. A little bit odd since we don't typically see them down that far, but nonetheless, that is what we are seeing. 2.7 from 1843. And let's zoom into the Pahala area. I do see one up here on Mauna Loa. Just check real quick. Mauna Kea has none. So let's deal with Pahala and see what we've got. This one 2.0 from yesterday at 2039. This one 1.9 from today 1139. And this one is yesterday's 2018 for that 2.2. 2.0 from yesterday at 1944. Today's at 8:13. It's a 1.9. And did we get that guy here? 2.2 2018 yesterday. Yep, we got him. 2.2 here at 21:30 yesterday as well. And this is a 1.7 from 1940 yesterday. And that is the time of the year. 2.2 also from yesterday at 21:45. And going over here, grabbing some of these other ones. 1.8, 7:40 a.m. Then we have a 2.2 from 16:29. We also have this 2.2 from 11:57. And then we have a 1.9 from 17:22. And this guy here, 2.1. And that is from yesterday at 21:04. Zipping up a little bit more, 2.3 from 10:47 a.m. Also 1.9 from yesterday at 2100. And this guy 1.8 from today 7:07 a.m. And this other 1.8 up here from yesterday at 1955. We already looked at this guy at 2.7, 44 kilometers down from today, and that is pretty awesome. All right, having a quick peek up here on Mauna Loa, we see a one quake 2.4 from today at 16:12, and it says minus 1.3 as far as the depth. So it's 1.3 kilometers above sea level, well within the mountain. So being right underneath the caldera, it'll be about a kilometer down from the top. And that is what we're seeing. So that's it for our Hawaiian area as far as earthquakes are concerned. Just a very quick jaunt around, looking at some of the bigger ones. We do see a 4.8 here in Tonga, and 6:25 a.m. there. We've got 4.4 there in Fiji from yesterday, 23:53. Long ways down in the depths of the ocean. Another one here, Fiji, from today at 8:03 their time, 620 kilometers down. That's an incredible depth. And then we have this 4.8 Tonga. Today's at 10:01 a.m. 10 kilometers down. Looking at 4.8 here in Papua New Guinea, 87 kilometers down from 2:18 a.m. Not seeing anything down here in most of the other Indonesian areas. This is Guam, 4.8 out here at Guam, and that was at 15:07. And then we pop up here 5.2 at Misawa, Japan, 86.6 kilometers down, was from yesterday at 21:01. And that's kind of the bigger ones there. We do see out here South Sandwich Islands, 5.1, 60.9 kilometers down from yesterday at 20:48. And I'm sure there's a few more here. Did want to make note of this one. Remember, our Azores are right here, and this is not too far away from the Azores and right on the mid-Atlantic ridge. This is a 4.6 from yesterday at 21:15. And remember, I was saying we've seen these. We're going to see something down here, and there it is. So it just takes a little bit of time sometimes for the tensions to increase or decrease or release or whatever. And I did note this guy here was in Greece, 4.1, and that was today at 3:23. And Piggy didn't mention it, so I don't think we have any issue there. I think that's out at Crete, and it is too. So that is not so bad. That's right underneath Crete, and we don't need to worry about it so much. So, all right, that is what we're seeing earthquake-wise. Have a quick peek over here in the Canary Islands. And I'm going to refresh that guy real quick so we can see what's going on. We do know that we have this guy way out here, and that is a 3.4, happened at 17:54, and that is interesting to see how far out it is, and kind of makes a guy wonder, so what's it doing way out here by itself? Looking at real quick at what we see here, 1.2 on Tenerife, and that is on the side of Teide, the volcano, and just aftershocks or something. I don't know what the heck is going on there. A little rumbling. 23:52 UTC, and that is what we've got there. And zooming in on. Hang on, let's close that guy out. There we go. And zooming in on La Palma, we see all the old quakes, and we have no new quakes today. So I think Yvonne had a talk with the lava workers and told them don't drop any more beer bottles, and they haven't. So especially down the lava tubes. There you go. That is what we see for right now. I'm going to move us over to our wonderful weather, and we'll have a quick peek at what our SO2 ratings are around the world. Looking at what we've got here, not bad in Canada or the United States. I see a little bit of a plume here in Alaska. That's interesting. Going down here, Central America, we do see a lot of that still coming out the same way, and I think our storm is still sitting out here, kind of parked out in the middle of the ocean. Wind currents have changed, so I don't know where that's going to end up going now, since our downward flow has really moved. So this thing could be a free-for-all. It may head up north. We'll see what happens. Looking here, though, everything is flowing into the Pacific as far as we can see until you get down to about here, and then it reverses and pops over on the other side. So that is what we've got. Tina W., welcome. Glad to have you on board. Fanticali puts through fire out and puts the through. Okay, puts the fire out. All right, Fanticali. All right, don't know who that is, but Fanticali. All right, no worries. Wanted to check in. Yep, no worries, Tina. You're welcome to do so, and glad that you could, and hopefully you're enjoying the show. Zooming in here to New Zealand, of course, the White Isle volcano is what we're seeing, off-gassing there, and it continues. Ruapehu, on the other hand, which is right about here, is not doing much. We see the refineries near Melbourne are working away and giving a little bit of a plume there. Same thing with the coal plants. up behind to the north of Sydney, and this Tofua out here, Tonga area, that might even have a little bit of influence from Hunga Tonga, Hunga Ha'apai, since that is still active, and of course Vanuatu dumping its SO2 out there as usual. Same thing with the guys up here in Papua New Guinea. And looks like the bad guys here is our wonderful pair of who is up there? Ibu and Dukono are responsible for that. This would be Luolatok makes this guy, and of course this would be Semiru right in here for that red spot, Merapi for this one. And I'm surprised we don't see more here from Krakatoa. So that's kind of what we're seeing down in Indonesia. Bulusan in the Philippines are still off-gassing, and really hard to tell if there's anything coming from Taal, considering the entire area here in Manila, very heavily populated. So lots of people pollution. Sliding up a little bit, we do see Taiwan, not bad, and we see lots of stuff out here. Doesn't look good. What do they call it? The Yellow Sea up in here, and it looks more reddish to me right now. Down here, we do see that plume coming off. That would be a Suwanoshijima. And right there, since we have that eruption at Sakurajima, we do see a lot more SO2 coming out as well. Sliding up here, Kamchatka Peninsula, and pluming every which way, who knows, but not as heavy as it was. So Karimsky and Baziniani and his buddy up here, Shrivalush, are taking a little more easy today. Looking at India and the northern portions of Russia, still the same as far as pollution. China as well, and looking, wow, I'm seeing blue spots here in portions of Yemen and southern Saudi Arabia, pardon me, and still doing a lot of human pollution. We're not seeing Urta Ale there, and then of course here DR Congo doing its thing, and we don't see anything coming out of Mayat or Old Doño, and those are pretty quiet, not so gassy volcanoes. Looking here, and this is of course Sicily, and this plume here would be made by Mount Etna, and it's not so bad, while also having some off-gassing from Volcano, as well as Stromboli right in here. And people were wondering about Mount Vesuvius, and yeah, this is a Mount Vesuvius right there, and I didn't know that turned into that map when you zoom in on it. Wow, that is pretty awesome. So if you guys want to have a look, you can go to windy.com and use that to zoom in and actually look at Mount Vesuvius. Pretty cool. So neat, and that is of course in Italy, and they're just zooming out a little bit. We see everything is pretty much clean in France and Spain. Looks like some of that SO2 is getting down here into the Canary Islands, but not very much, and that's coming off the land. And let's see, looking not so bad. Germany, about normal. Same thing with Belgium, Holland, and England, Wales, and Ireland, of course, are clean. Irish monk keeps his air cleaner on all the time, so he's very proficient at that. Looking at Sweden and Norway and Finland, those are not bad. And here we see, I'm wondering if they've got their aluminum smelter running today in Iceland there, just south of Reykjavik. So that would be pretty interesting. That's it for there. Let's go over to our weather map. We're going to see if we can refresh that and have a look at temperatures real quick. Looking at, we are getting more heating up in the northern portions, warming back up for them, or trying to stay up there as far as temperatures are concerned. And that is, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I still think it's bad, but hey, it's going to be global warming or climate change. You do realize this was all an inland ocean in here at one point in time. So, we have evidence of palm trees and stuff growing here in Alberta way back when. And of course, the North Pole wasn't always up here. Well, actually it was. It's just this North America and Greenland and the rest of the continents, they were never in those places. This is kind of, they're moving there now, and that is what we see. Pangea used to be further south, which is really, really cool. At this point, I need aspirin and chocolate, just for me. Okay, aspirin, I don't know what you need the aspirin for, but the chocolate is always welcome. And you can email me some at DrFox at shaw.ca. Anyway, there is that storm, and Estelle, and like I was saying before, the push was really quite heavy on it before, but when we see the wind currents now, there's not as much push downward on it, and it seems to be doing its own thing. So I don't know where it's going to go. It might still head out there to Hawaii, but it's been hanging around quite a bit already. So hopefully, yeah, palm trees in Alaska, you bet. And that's actually very accurate, Lizoid. There were palm trees in Alaska. I have actually, believe it or not, because I'm kind of my buddies there with a couple guys down at the Tyrrell Royal Museum, and it's hang on, where is it? This map may not find it here, but anyway, down here we found palm trees here as well in this area. So there are palm trees. Just a long time ago, and about 6 million years ago is when those were there, and that's a little bit too long. Anyway, we see the United States is quite hot. The real hot spots, of course, is Arizona. So poor Arizona snowman has to really keep his refrigerator running. I'm seeing 43 degrees in Phoenix. That is just crazy. I'm not sure if anyone wants to bring up Death Valley and see what the temperature is there. A little easier in Texas and all of the central areas, really, and not quite peaking up as the really high ones. Sue Hayes, thank you. 48 degrees Celsius, 118 Fahrenheit in Death Valley. And yeah, that'll kill you. And that's exactly why they call it what they do. And there's our wonderful Florida, some beautiful weather there, 26, 27, 28 in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and we move up a little bit further north there, Virginia, those areas. Tennessee looking pretty darn good. Ohio is nice, and that kind of stuff. So going all the way up, everything, Pittsburgh through Maine, doing all right, and not bad here in Michigan, and I know, I guess the hot spots here are North and South Dakota, and looks like possibly Wyoming for the most part, and Montana up there. But down here, definitely super hot in Arizona and Mexico as well. Sliding down a little bit, we do see Cancun still sitting at 28 degrees. And if you're heading to Cuba, really nice there too. Some of the other spots looking through Central America, not quite as warm, but still reasonable. So I'm not going to complain too much here. The greenish stuff up top here, of course, those are the higher mountain tops, and we are seeing pretty good normal weather there in the Amazon cutoff, still right around Buenos Aires, and that is what we're seeing. Very cold down on the bottom end here. Depending on where you go, I see -10, -13 in some places. Winter sliding over to New Zealand real quick. Some weird high sitting there, and it looks like we've got multiple circulations. But very cold out there. Cold and calm though, because we could see what it looked like there today. So ranging from about 3 or 4 up to about 10. North Island all the way up to the top there, 15, and variable throughout from I guess about 8 or 9 for the low end, and well, actually I seen a 6 and a 7 as well. They're doing their thing. Looking here at Tasmania, warmed up a bunch. Same thing with Melbourne shooting in at about 12-13 degrees. Not bad. Pick up Perth real quick here just to see 15 in Perth, and Sydney doing about 15 as well, and Brisbane up here where that storm is, we've got 18C, and a heck of a circulation here. It looks like a double whammy, almost a funnel going in here. That is pretty nasty, and all that hot air just driving that system. And northern portions of Australia are still showing a little bit that same warmth we seen yesterday. Indonesia, pretty normal, getting right into Bangkok. It's seeing 26, 27, and I bet you that'll probably have a humidity level of about 82, 83 today. Oh, I'm off. 86, and it is 28 degrees. Okay, thanks, Sue. Looking at China there, not too cool there either. Actually, some of these countries here really kind of make me wonder. Some of they're always that hot. It's always that same temperature there, and Tony Flabby probably likes that part. Yeah. Anyway, looking at what we've got here, Sea of Japan seems to have a low in it, and that is drawing stuff all over. It's right on top of northern parts of Japan, so they're still getting some of that warmer weather, but still having storms. Looking at 2021, 22 in some places here on the Kamchatka Peninsula. Higher elevations, a little cooler again. I'm surprised it's still that warm there. And looking at what we're seeing in the interior here of Russia, Siberia is melting, and that's what we've got there. India looks pretty normal for this time of day, 26, 27, down, and again, it depends on where you are, 21, 22 in some places. Sri Lanka down on the bottom here, 24, 25 degrees. Saudi Arabia, kind of taking the hot spot, same as UAE here, looking at very hot. Same thing with in Iraq and Iran. Those countries are always that kind of temperature. Sahara Desert up here, hot, and looking here, and this is about the cutoff down on the bottom, and then we get colder, and yeah, you got 7 degrees there, 0, -1, and depending on where you're at, Cape Town at 14 degrees. Looking at the warmer stuff, though, I like warmer stuff. 8 more to 100. Yep, if you guys haven't hit that like button yet, please help us out. Let's get it over 100. And looking at Spain, they've got some heat overnight again, and that is pretty awesome. Portugal a little cooler than Spain, but still nice weather. Same thing with France, Germany holding very nice for nighttime, a little warmer down in the south. Same with looking at Poland, it's holding some good temperatures. A little cooler here in Holland with 14, 15 degrees, probably very welcome right now. Same thing with Belgium and Luxembourg, a little bit warmer, that is okay. And Irish Monk is basking in 15, 16, 17 degrees weather, which is really, really good for them out there. I'm sure the goats are happy. Looking at Scotland, a little cooler, and England is not so bad too. Wales looks like it's actually a little bit cooler. A little bit warmer in Denmark than in Scotland, so that's what we're seeing there. Southern end of Sweden, not bad, and same thing with Norway. Looking at Finland, it's a lot warmer over here, and up in the top it gets cold, so we know that's higher elevations for the most part. Zooming in on Iceland real quick, and looking at what we got, 11 degrees out here on the Reykjanes Peninsula, and not bad temperatures really for the most part. So that's what we are seeing there, you guys. Let's take a look at our precipitation map, and I will go real quick with this. Already running a little bit too far over. My voice is starting to go, so I'm gonna keep it simple. Ice rain up in the north here. Greenland getting nailed with a storm. Some rain in Alaska and the Yukon. We still see a lot of storms here in Ontario, northern Ontario, and we have that Hudson's Bay massive low there, seeing the storms out on the coast. Probably just tail end PEI of this storm going up as it heads over to Newfoundland, and Nova Scotia just has one little puddle there. Looking at some isolated storms throughout southern U.S., a little bit up here in New York and that, but nothing really major. Again, Kansas, not bad, and a little bit here around Houston, and going New Mexico. New Mexico is getting some storms. Same thing with the eastern portion of Arizona, and then we see a lot of stuff down here. That's why our visibility is so lousy. And we see the stuff in Mexico going all the way down into Central America and South America all the way through. There's your storm, the start of the winter chill, and downward you see there's snow in there. And sliding over to New Zealand real quick, a little bit of rain on the South Island, but that high, I guess, is keeping a lot of that rain away. Looking here at southern Australia, that system just to the northwest of Melbourne, and that I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm sure that some of that's going to end up in Tasmania. We still see this big cut ridge here, and that is pretty nasty. So Perth is just getting the outsides of that. this big storm that is brewing and hasn't come in and hit Brisbane yet, and or maybe it's moved away from the coast. Don't know. We'll see where that goes in the future. Our Indonesian, Malaysian, and Philippine areas, typical storms, and nothing out of the ordinary there. Zipping up here to look at Japan. There's what we were talking about, that low sitting there, and I see there's a second low, so you've got kind of double whammies happening. And there's also this low here in just on the edge of the Yellow Sea, so that's what we've got. And Kamchatka Peninsula not looking bad. Some of the Aleutian Islands got some rain. India pretty normal, and the same stuff across Central Africa. And looking at what we've got here in Europe, Greece and Turkey look pretty dry. Yeah, so if you've got a greasy turkey, it's going to be dry no matter what because they overcooked it. And anyway, okay, Spain, nothing. Portugal, nothing. Looking at France, we've got some storms. And 17 degrees in your doghouse. There you go. I knew you would be there, Irish monk. It wouldn't take long. I heard that you were restrained from going anywhere. I told you not to tie her up. Anyway, variable storms in Germany, and looks like the lower portions are getting some of that. We see some storminess off of the what? I am misunderstood. Okay. Well, I hope you've got a good roof on that doghouse because according to this weather report, it's raining there. Oh boy. England, a little bit in Scotland of rain. Looks like Wales doesn't get any, but southern England doesn't get any either. Looking not bad in the southern parts of Sweden and Norway, as well as Denmark here. But we have this nasty North Sea storm happening here, and we see Finland has got the brunt of it, and out in the water here, very, very careful of boating, and some of that, of course, into Sweden. Sliding over a little bit, having a quick look in Iceland, lots of fog, and that doesn't surprise me. We noticed that, lots of fog. A few rain patches here and there, but nothing super duper. So zooming out, and my voice is just about done. We see our equatorial storm there. Estelle still kind of up and iffy. We don't know where that's going to go, and I worry about this storm here. Is it going to go smash back into Australia, or is it going to go somewhere else? And I'll leave that be and pop back over and see our temperatures. See if we can find a very, very cold temperature down here in Antarctica. And of course, we like finding the coldest temps. I seen a 74 here, minus 74 a second ago. But that is pretty good. Minus 73, and I'm sure there's a 74. If we look around, there's probably a minus 75 right in that spot too. But Sue Hayes says minus 75 C is what she found. That sounds about right. I would definitely believe that. Hang on, there's minus 72, 71, 70, okay. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that we can probably say minus 75 degrees Celsius without any argument. And please make sure that you keep your penguins warm, bundle them up before you send them out to play. And that is all for today, you guys. It is a beautiful Friday night, and I think it is the start of our K days, if I'm not mistaken, or Klondike days, as they called them before. I think they ruined it and call them some expedition now or something. And I don't know what exactly they call it anymore, but I'd love to see it. Hey, Kananaskis Country popped in right at the end of the show here. Thanks for joining us. And since that is all for today, for those good people who have not yet hit that like button, we're trying to get up on over 100 likes. So help us out, really, because it makes a big difference with the YouTube analytics, and it would really, really be good. Sue Hayes, temp is currently minus 87 in my home. Boy, Irish monk, are you telling us you're getting the cold shoulder? Or is it a little bit worse than that? She's got the CO2 fire extinguisher ready and cooling you down. Anyway, I read what she said earlier, so you better be good, and you should have never tied her up. That was a big mistake. Really, it was Irish. Remember, I told you empathy and not ropes. Okay. Anyway, it's all fun, you guys. It's all fun. Okay, on that wonderful note, it is time to wrap it up. Big thank you to every one of you for being here. And of course, without you, this stream would not be here. So thank you to all of our Lava family. And we appreciate all of you being here. Also, I want to say a big thank you to all the members in here who help out support the channel. You guys are awesome, and that is all the people in green, and we really do appreciate that. Also, these wonderful people that do the super chats, and again, that's not for everyone, but those that can, I do appreciate it. And Irish Monk did a €2 and then a $2.99. So thank you for both of those, Irish Monk. Gura did a 20 Swedish kroners. Thank you, Gura. And Lizoid did a $20 super chat. So thank you very kindly. And I do appreciate that a lot, you guys. And helps pay the bills. So that is awesome. And I also want to say a big thank you to Arizona Snowman, Piggy, CND Boy, Lucas Snow, and any of the other moderators that were in here as well. Thank you guys, and I really do appreciate it. On that friendly note, it is time for me to see if I can put you back on to some lava for the time being. And let's see if we can find it here without a music kicking in right now. There we go. And all right, I can let that play. And there we go. So thank you everyone again for being here tonight. Remember, tomorrow is Saturday, so the show starts 3 hours earlier on Saturday, which is good for our wonderful people in Europe. So remember that, guys. Tomorrow, Saturday, 3 hours earlier. And on that note, please make sure that you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host here I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful night. And oink, oink.